RC28, attention. Good afternoon and welcome. Due to the current environment, in lieu of a formal graduation ceremony, this will serve as the final dismissal of Frederick County Fire Rescue Recruit Class 28. First, I'd like to welcome and introduce County Executive Jan Gardner.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and I'm here to say congratulations to all of you as the members of Recruit Class 28. I'm also happy to have the opportunity to officially welcome you to the Frederick County family, because today you officially become Frederick County Firefighter EMTs. So today's final dismissal has been a long time in the making. It's been a year since you applied along with 1,200 other applicants, and your persistence and determination has paid off to get you here. Now, when you applied a year ago or so, no one had heard of COVID-19. So now the virus drives everything that we do, and it certainly will drive everything that you do professionally, from having temperature checks at the beginning of your shift to the PPE that's now required. And it's certainly the reason I'm here at this dismissal ceremony today, rather than having a formal graduation and a celebration with you and your families. At least not yet. We will do that at some point in the future, because we do want to give you all the pomp and circumstance that you have earned. When you first reported to duty on March 16th, which quite frankly is really timed with the beginning of this whole health pandemic, you didn't know most of the people who you'd be training with over the next 6 months. So it's my understanding this class includes former and current military service members who train side by side with a chef. That'll be helpful in the fire station. A registered nurse, and an NFL strength and conditioning staff member. Seasoned firefighters stood next to classmates with no fire experience. You spent 28 weeks creating shared experiences. You worked hard in the classroom, in PT, and in the field, enabling you to pay the rent and prove that you earned your place in the division through your hard work and skills. The training is intense, certainly without a doubt. The career you have chosen is physically and mentally draining. Every one of you successfully completed the 200-hour emergency medical technician course and are now certified both in Maryland and nationally as EMTs. Now, I know your job is physically hard. The career firefighters have a 101 class for elected officials and others. I've tried on the turnout gear, the boots, which are quite clunky, tried to drag a charged hose, and I found all these things to be, quite frankly, very difficult. So the physical exertion is obvious, and it's obvious in the progress of this class, because collectively you've lost more than 190 pounds, even as you added muscle and lost an average of over 4% of body fat. Now, that's a tough way to lose weight and to get into shape. You're certainly contrary to most of us who have less physical activity over the last few months. So before you officially begin your new assignment in the field tomorrow, I do want to take a moment to remind you of why you were hired. With the hundreds of hours of training and PT, it's sometimes easy to forget the human side of the job, the caring side, which is really the most important part of it. Each one of you who wears the uniform provides a critical service to the citizens of Frederick County. You'll save lives, protect property, and you'll really respond to people who are often facing a crisis. One of the fundamental responsibilities of local government here in Frederick County and across the country is to ensure the safety of its citizens. And that's never been more obvious to us than over the past 6 months. And it really comes down to something very simple, and that is taking care of people. The focus on people is a top priority for me, and I'm sure it is for you as well. You are in a career that is among the most trusted of public servants. You go into people's houses, you show up when they need you, and they trust that you're there to help them and to give them the service that they need. You will make a difference in the lives of the people you come in contact with, and they will never forget how you treated them. They will never forget how you made them feel when they were having a really bad day and a crisis. They will certainly value your professionalism and your care and the service you provide them, but they will leave and remember what you said to them, how you treated them, how they felt about it. And I do hear from time to time from members of the public, people I know who have called for service, and how they talk about how they were treated. And that is what they really carry with them forever. So you're now part of a team that functions very well in intense fire and rescue situations and a whole host of other emergencies. As part of the Firehouse team, you'll gel together to support each other and become part of a special fire department family. You'll spend a lot of time together. You'll depend upon each other. You'll enjoy meals together. Maybe that chef among you will teach others how to cook. And you'll learn something new every day. As a rookie, you'll continue to learn vital information, so make sure you ask others for assistance. If you have questions, ask them. If you feel overwhelmed at times, your shift mates are there to help you. Your class won't be rookies for very long. Applications are currently being accepted for the next round of recruits. We're going to be able to add some new positions in the coming year, thanks to a $5.6 million grant through the Department of Homeland Security's SAFER program, which stands for Staffing for Adequate Fire and Rescue Response. Our federal delegations, our members of Congress, worked very hard to secure that funding for our community. It is our third SAFER grant in the past 5 years. We are basically a young, new, and growing system. There is a lot of opportunity in our system for you, but these grants will allow us to reduce overtime, improve our response times, and provide support to our volunteer companies. I want to thank you for choosing to serve the citizens of Frederick County and for choosing a career to help other people. In closing, I want to thank your families who could not be with us today. I know that their support to you during this recruit class is important, and it's going to be important over the length of your career. So extend my thanks and appreciate that to them for their support for you. I want to thank your instructors and class coordinators, Captain Mike Webb, Class Commander Lieutenant Kyle Strasbaugh, and I also want to thank Fire Chief Tom Coe for all the work that you do and all your command staff to ensure the safety of the men and women who are out there dedicating their lives to serve our community every day. I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud to work hard to try to support you, and I'm grateful that you chose to work in Frederick County. So congratulations all to you. Stay safe, stay well. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Kyle Strasbaugh, the recruit class commander.
All right. Good afternoon. As I begin, I must take a moment to acknowledge a great group of individuals who are vital to the success of Recruit Class 28. To all the staff that was assigned at the Training Academy, the fire and EMS instructors, the personnel and administrative assistants, I cannot say thank you enough. The unwavering support and willingness to assist in any way possible certainly translated into what I would consider to be a fine product. There are so many who deserve an individual acknowledgement on this platform, but for time's sake, I'll have to get to those on a more personal basis. I also need to take a moment to thank my wife, Michelle, my son, Owen. Their understanding of what I do and their belief in my career is incredible. The sacrifices that they have made have certainly not gone unnoticed. On March 16th, 2020, 30 individuals dressed in civilian attire walked into the front door of 5370 Public Safety Place in Frederick, Maryland. This was the first day of Recruit Class 28, and a day that we will all likely remember for the remainder of our lives. From that point forward, it was all gas and no brakes. The phrase, "life comes at you fast," was no longer just a simple phrase, and it was clearly evident. For the next 28 weeks, you were thrown into a rigorous physical training program, peppered with information, taught practical skills, tested, physically and mentally pushed farther than most can go. In those 28 weeks, you figured out that the easiest way to move the load was to all line up and pull the rope in the same direction at the same time. You reaped the reward of teamwork and felt the soul-crushing void of individualism. Most importantly, you learned and you grew. You learned what you were capable of, and you grew as a unit. As you grew as a unit, you began to pick up momentum. You showed that you would not shy away from contact, but instead would rise to the occasion. You became determined and assumed a never-die mentality. It became easily noticeable that class knew the only way to eat an elephant was going to be one bite at a time, and everybody was willing to share the load. With a chip on your shoulder and each other's backs, you began to... With a chip on your shoulder and each other's backs, you began to meet expectations and break barriers. You became aggressive and engaged in honing your craft. You did this in pursuit of a result that you desired. And as it turns out, you're standing in front of me right now as that very result that you desired. And here we are, the final dismissal. It's amazing how far you have all come. You have all accomplished so much and have so much to be proud of. To think that it all transpired in just 28 weeks is incredible. What's even more incredible is to think that it's not the end, but rather the beginning. There will be more challenges, there will be more obstacles, and there will be more defining moments. Fret not, you're prepared, and you're ready. In closing, I would like to say thank you. This assignment and you all have been an absolute blessing to me. I will certainly cherish the many memories that we have made during our tenure here, and I want you all to go forward in confidence and know that I am proud of you all. I cannot wait to see what you're able to accomplish in the wild, and I'm excited to watch you all grow in this department. Congratulations, 28. Enjoy what you've earned and enjoy what you deserve. Welcome to the best job in the world.
Next up, I'd like to call up Recruit Class 28's Valedictorian, Firefighter Recruit Tyler Gaigalas.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Recruit Gaigalas from Recruit Class 28. And I'd like to start off by thanking all the members of the division and the members of the county government who were able to be in attendance with us today, as well as everyone tuning in from home who are supporting us remotely as we move on to the next chapter in our careers. Our journey began all the way back in October of 2019 when we started the hiring process by sitting for the written examination along with over approximately 1,200 other applicants. We then continued through the extensive process by completing the candidate physical ability test, panel interview, background investigation, and psych evaluation to finally be selected as the members of Recruit Class 28, who would start their careers on March 16, 2020. 30 individuals walked through the doors here on this campus on March 16th, and here we stand today, the long-awaited day of September 25th, graduation day. We stand as a 21-member family. Over the last 6 months, we have gone through hundreds of hours of rigorous and demanding training in the classroom and out here on the academy grounds. We would have very long and tiring days here at the academy, whether we were out throwing ladders and stretching hose lines, or learning how to do patient assessments and split broken bones. But it didn't end there. It would continue at home, where hours of uniform prep and studying took place, just to get up in the wee hours of the morning and do it all over again. But I know myself and everyone else in Recruit Class 28, we wouldn't trade it for the world. Over the last couple of days, we as a class have had a little bit of time to reflect on our time here. We have talked about the good times and the bad, and there were many good and there were many bad. The days that felt like we're never going to be over, like all those days of Fire 1 practicals where we had to carry all of our PPE and SCBA and usually cinder blocks to and from the pole barn. That walk never seemed to get shorter, as a trail of dead grass was left behind after a few days. Or those days of PT where all we would do was run the hill, and that short hour of PT really felt like an eternity, and it would never end. But all those experiences brought us together and made us better. We began to come closer and to miss those tough times. We learned that if we worked in unison, motivated each other, and held each other accountable, we could accomplish anything, and we did. One of us represents all of us became our motivational line when someone needed a pick-me-up, when someone needed a reminder that what they did not only reflected back on themselves, but the class as a whole. However, all this couldn't have been done on our own. Our successes could not have been possible without the help of many people. First and foremost, we are thankful for our families and friends who have gone above and beyond in supporting us through this time. They have been by our sides through the late nights, picking up slack at home, or just being a listening ear. I think I speak for all of us when I say thank you. Secondly, we want to thank Lieutenant Strasball. He has been a leader and a role model for all of us. We admire his dedication to our class and the many sacrifices he has made for us. Many of you may not know that he has been staying on campus here during the weeks of the academy. He's been away from his family in order to be here every day, ready to give it his all. There are many times we wish he would take it easier on us, but looking back, he pushed us better to be better than what we were yesterday, and for that, we are all thankful. We also want to thank all the instructors here, the academy staff. There's too many to name by name, but a few. Instructor Henline, Lieutenant Arnold, Captain Webb, Chief Newman, Chief Stolberg, Chief Malta, our O2X representative Kayla Schmidt, and the countless other instructors who have assisted us during our time here. They not only successfully ran 3 recruit classes simultaneously, but they did it during a worldwide pandemic. That's no simple feat. They have provided us countless resources, lessons, and educational opportunities that will have lasting impact on us throughout our career and assist us in serving the citizens and visitors of Frederick County to the best of our abilities. Lastly, to my fellow recruits, we did it, guys. We're finally here on graduation day. We never thought this moment would come, going through the academy, watching 2 other classes ahead of us, seeing them go through night ops and graduation. We never thought we would get there, but we did, and we're here. I'm incredibly proud of the progress we have all made. We have motivated each other and pushed each other to be better. We picked each other up when we were down and formed a bond that can never be broken, despite all of the bickering and arguing that happened, but that's a part of being a family. Congratulations, 28. The rent has been paid. Thank you.
I would now like to call up the clerk of the court, Ms. Sandra Dalton.
Ah, that freedom you feel when you take off your mask, you can breathe. As I said earlier, when I had you sign the book, what a great honor it is that you've chosen this career. I'm extremely proud of all of you. Hope that it's never my home or us, but happy to know that you do get strict and hard training, because that's what makes you better when you're out there on your own. As I said, at this point, if I could get each of you to please raise your right hand. And I'm going to ask you to individually state your name, please.
Brendan Dooley. Justin Kidwell. Stephen North.
McCall Griffith.
Joel Jeffrey. Taylor Dansky. Ryan Wall. Ben McCauley. Jacob Shaw. Tyler Hahn. Benjamin Vidagonetta. Brian Mankis. Thomas Barr. Justin Bush. Andrew Pugh. Andrew Harris. Tyler Gaigalas. Ben Renner. Robert Rivera. William Hastings.
Anthony Zegmont.
I knew I'd have you for last. Thank you very much. Do each of you solemnly affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland, and support the Constitution and laws thereof, that you will, to the best of your skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Firefighter for Frederick County, Maryland, according to the Constitution and laws of this state, that you will familiarize yourself with and be obedient to the rules and regulations and operational procedures of the Frederick County Department of Fire Rescue Services, and faithfully serve Frederick County in discharge of your duties to the best of your knowledge and ability. If this is your oath, please respond, I do.
I do. I do. I do.
I do.
I do.
I do. I do. I do. I do.
I do.
I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do.
You may lower your right hands, and you are sworn dutifully, and God be with you. Thank you.
I'd like to bring Lieutenant Strasball back to the podium to announce each of the probationary firefighters as they ring out.
Alpha Squad, 13, push. Ryan, face.
Probationary firefighter Brennan Dooley. Probationary firefighter Justin Kidwell. Probationary firefighter Stephen Norris. Probationary firefighter Anthony Zigmund. Probationary firefighter McCall Griffith. Probationary firefighter Joel Doutrick. Probationary firefighter Taylor Damsky. Probationary firefighter Brian Long. Probationary firefighter Benjamin McCauley. Probationary firefighter Jacob Schott. Probationary firefighter Tyler Heim. Probationary firefighter Benjamin Bittiganetta. Probationary firefighter Brian Mathis. Probationary firefighter Thomas Bowren. Probationary firefighter Justin Bush. Probationary firefighter Andrew Field. Probationary firefighter Andrew Ayers. Probationary firefighter Tyler Gaigalas. Probationary firefighter Benjamin Hirsch. Probationary firefighter Robert Rivera. Probationary firefighter William Hastings.
I'd now like to call forward members of RC 28 to retire the guidon. And in closing, I'd like to call the Fire Chief, Thomas Coe, to the podium.
Good afternoon. I'd like to start by extending my thanks to County Executive Jan Gardner for joining us this afternoon and for her words of support for the class. The County Executive has always been a staunch supporter of public safety in Frederick County, and this recruit class would not have been possible without her support. I'd also like to thank our Clerk of the Court, Sandra Dalton, for administering the oath of office to our recruits today. Members of Recruit Class 28, congratulations on the completion of your recruit training. You have persevered through a very challenging 28 weeks of training and have earned the rank of firefighter within our organization. Today's ceremony is not even close to the graduation ceremony we discussed at Family Night back on March 13th. It is our intent to provide for you a graduation ceremony fitting for your accomplishment as soon as we are able. Today you have completed your training academy assignment, but your fire service journey is just beginning. Your field training will prove to be just as challenging as your time here at the academy. And with that in mind, I wanted to share a single thought with you that will lead you to success throughout your career. The last 28 weeks have been about you, making sure that you were trained, making sure that you had the skill sets down, making sure that you were ready to become a Frederick County firefighter. Recruit Class 28, I've watched you for the last 6 months, and you are ready. But while the last 28 weeks have been about you, the rest of your fire service career is about them. When I use the term them, I'm referring to every person we serve, every person who calls 911 on their worst day, every person who lays unconscious in a smoke-filled home, every person who lays pulseless in their bed. Everything you do from here on out is about them. From the time you step into the fire station, all of your actions are about and for them. Checking your equipment and apparatus, physical training, in-station drills, decisions made on the incident scene, all about them. Whenever you're caught in a tough decision and you're unsure what the right answer is, you can never go wrong if you make a decision based on what's best for them. Training, education, and preparation doesn't stop today. It continues for the rest of your long career. Make sure that you're always doing everything you can to better prepare yourself mentally, physically, and technically to help that citizen. Whether they're hanging out a window with fire blazing above their head, or unconscious on a rock face with a head injury, or simply cold, hungry, and sick on a street corner, make sure you're ready to make that difference for them. Remember that they don't get a choice who shows up on their doorstep when they call 911. When someone in Frederick County calls 911, Frederick County Fire Rescue responds, and beginning tomorrow, they're gonna get you. Your job, my expectation, is that you take care of them, that you treat them nice, that you care for them just as you would expect anyone else to care for a member of your family. I know that you will be competent, compassionate, and professional all hours of the day without fail. Your success here at the Training Academy would not have been possible without the love and support of your family and friends. Unfortunately, we were unable to have them here to join us in person for today's ceremony. But I know that many are watching on our live stream, and I would like to thank each and every one of them, for without their support, you would not be standing where you are today. Frederick County is incredibly fortunate to have a top-notch training staff who completely supports the mission of preparing our force for the complex situations that we respond to on a daily basis. Our training center staff is a staff that I would put up against any in the nation. I'd like to take a second to specifically thank one member of the training center staff today. Lieutenant Kyle Strasbaugh was assigned to the Training Academy to serve as the Recruit Class Commander for Recruit Class 28. Through his dedication, commitment, and leadership, Recruit Class 28 has thrived, achieving high academic marks and outstanding performance on the drill ground. Lieutenant Strasbaugh has pushed each one of you far past what you believed you could have achieved individually. Like Recruit Class 28, Lieutenant Strasbaugh has completed his assignment here at the Training Academy and will be rotating to a fire station assignment with the graduation of your class. Recruit Class 28, please join me in thanking Lieutenant Strasbaugh for his tireless efforts in making your class the success it has been. Recruit Class 28, in accordance with General Order 20-33, your assignment to the Fire Rescue Training Academy is complete. You are hereby graduated from recruit training, promoted to the rank of Firefighter 1, and transferred to your respective station assignment. Congratulations. I'd like to thank everyone who has attended either virtually or in person. This concludes today's ceremony.